This is Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 NILE FM. Now, NILE FM's Aware with Adham.
Oh yes, it is. And today with me in the studio is Dina ElZanfaly from a very cool initiative called Fablab. And they're really cool because, well, they have 3D printers, so stick around.
Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 NILE FM, Cairo. NILE FM's Aware.
Dina ElZanfaly from a very cool initiative called Fablab. Let's jump straight to it. What exactly is Fablab, real quick?
So Fablab Egypt is like a community open space. It has a lot of machines, all digital machines and computers that allow you to make almost anything, from furniture to electronics to even gadgets.
Well, okay, no, because I mean, what? I'm confused. This
Okay.
it's literally just an open space where
So-
people can come
Yeah,
over
it's
there
a
and
community
build stuff.
Yeah, it's a community space, and you can build stuff using the computers and the digital machines. So, for example, if you have like an idea or for like a bracelet or a keychain for like a physical object, you can download it from the internet or you can draw it on the computer and then go to the lab and 3D print it. Do you know what a 3D printer is?
Yeah, but we're gonna get to that in a matter of minutes. But is it only limited to like things like keychains or bracelets, or can
You can
build
even like
sophisticated machinery?
You can build like very, very big things like chairs, wardrobes, or even like a new phone. Instead of just like buying a very, very expensive smartphone, you can just
actually
build it.
build your own phone in Fablab.
So you can design the electronic board or even download it from the internet for free, and then fabricate it or make it or prototype it in the lab. And then like you can assemble all the parts of the phone at the lab, and there are actually people who will help you in that.
Wow, this is really cool. So I can just walk into Fablab, build my own phone, and walk out, no questions asked.
No, people will help you. People will ask you to share because like it's like our motto is like learn, make and share. So if you learned something or you are making it, then we ask you to share it.
What made you think of this and what made you start something like that?
So I was like at MIT. I'm actually a PhD
I love how you
candidate.
just like it just rolls like, oh well, I was just at MIT.
Well, like
It's
yeah.
MIT. It's not Cornish and Neil.
So I'm doing my PhD there, and it's all about like design and computation and creativity and how we use computers in making or designing. So I saw like a Fab Lab at MIT, and we were like, okay, why don't we have that in Egypt? So it started like a year and a half ago, and then we started building it, and we have like a huge team, and it's all like it's a non-profit NGO actually, and we wanted to bring.
Wait a sec. So this community that you're talking about, where people could just go in and build whatever they want, it's free.
Yes.
Where do you get the funds for all the the materials?
We collected like some donations to start with, and then now we offer like a lot of workshops for people to learn how to make things, and we take like small fees for the workshops, and this is how we sustain ourselves.
Wow.
And actually, if you walk in and you want to just use one of the machines, we charge you for that, but it's just a small fee, just to cover our costs, and maybe it will allow us later on to build like a new Fab Lab somewhere else.
Just so that people are very, very aware of this and they don't have any skepticism or doubts. You are a registered NGO, so none of the money is going into anybody's pockets.
No.
Wow, this is really, really cool. So exactly, let's get to the point where we're talking about 3D printers. First of all, what exactly are 3D printers and why are you using them?
So a 3D printer allows you to build like a 3D model or a physical object in plastic or any type of material, but usually it's plastic. And you can just draw it or model it on the computer, like if you have an idea. So you draw it on the computer, and then you send it to the 3D printer, and it will print it for you. And you get like a real physical object in plastic, maybe around like, I think like the maximum can reach like 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. So it's 3D, so I should say like it's cubic centimeters. Anyway,
Look at you getting all technical.
I just wanted like to give like an idea on how big we can reach. But anyway, so if you don't know how to draw on the computer, there is a lot of websites that allows you to to just download the file that you want, and then you can 3D print it. And actually, it's like now it will be like just a color printer.
And you already mentioned that you have like your own people that teach others, that facilitate workshops for others.
Exactly.
To teach them how to use this and how to design and how to create this stuff.
Exactly. So if you can draw on the computer and you need your own thing, like very, very personalized object, or even like a bracelet, or even like a huge thing that you can assemble, you can just come to the lab and learn how to make it.
Speaking of that, you have to speak about creating things or creativity versus the culture of consumerism, which is predominant in Egypt and throughout the Middle East.
Exactly.
Is that the main motivation that made you start this, or is it something else?
Yeah, well, of course, it's one of the major things. Like, it's from my own personal experience. I was like in School of Architecture here in Egypt, and I never built anything, although I am an architect. But during my school, I never built anything. So now you can learn, or we can teach how to build anything. It's not just in engineering or architecture, or no, it should be like the culture of making everywhere. Like, in order to be like makers instead of consumers, we have to learn how to make things, not just like physical things, how to generate ideas. We are even consuming ideas from outside. So
and that's very predominant actually in the media industry. All we do is basically rip off Hollywood movies, music, everything.
Exactly. So it's time for us like to spread the maker culture everywhere. So I'm talking about like not just like the nerds and geeks who want to build who want to build stuff. I'm talking about integrating like Fablabs or maker spaces in schools, high schools, middle schools, universities, and communities.
And this is exactly what you've been working on. You told me that you already have 2 Fablabs here in Egypt, and they're rooted in schools.
Exactly. Like it was under the US AID, and we just deployed like 2 Fablabs in the 2 schools, and it's really, really good Fablabs. Like a lot of machines, a lot of materials, and now and the students there are building stuff from their curriculum.
How do people get in touch? How do people connect with you? Is there a particular form or registration?
So we have like a mailing list, and we have like the Facebook page, Fablab Egypt, and it's very, very active page, and we post a lot of our news, our workshops, and people share a lot of ideas on to make things. So basically, we want to have like 2 million makers online talking to each other and sharing knowledge. So maybe like in 5 years or so, we would have like a community space in each governorate, so that we will be like sharing knowledge across Egypt, and we will have like an online community space of like designed and made in Egypt. So instead of just like,
I like that. See, this is really, really, really admirable. I love the design and made in Egypt concept. That's really, really cool. Well, there you have it. www.facebook.com/FabLabEgypt is how you can get in touch. Get in touch with these guys. Check them out. I know I will for sure. I'm probably gonna end up building a small little nothing, but it's just the idea of making something.
we can make
really,
something
really
together.
Cool. Yes, let's do that.
Okay, yeah.
And in wrap up though, as I always mention, if you're just like Dina, like you have a smart initiative, you're working on it, you're trying to give back to the community through an NGO, a social development initiative, or whatever it is, do please get in touch. Send me an email. Tell me what your initiative is all about. aware@nileradioproductions.net, and I'd love to have you here on the show. We'll shed some light on the great work that's being done to give back to the community. That's it from us though. We'll catch you next Friday, same time, same place, for another edition of NileFM's AWARE. Until then.